Now, this is a picture of Yellowstone, Montana Bigfoot, and he's starting to look at the camera. There's like several frames here that are most interesting I've seen in a long time.
Now, back to $10 million bounty. Who were the two guys that had the two women that are very cordial and very nice for helping these guys? What was the whole situation there where they put them out as a decoy?
It was two contestants. We have called them the grunge guys in the past. One guy's name was Sandy. He's the guy with the beard. And another guy's name was David Lauer, like Matt Lauer, except David Lauer. And they had won some competition that allowed them to have their choice of two other teammates.
So they could team up.
So they could team up and use them to their advantage. And they chose the girls, the only two girls that are teamed there. And they had them, they used them as bait. And they considered themselves, jokingly or not, pimps that use these girls in order to attract Bigfoot.
Now, you made a point that the one and only legendary Bigfoot is a female.
Exactly.
So these guys are these big, so-called, quote-unquote, Bigfooters, and they're experts on tracking Bigfoot.
Yes.
Yet they're using maybe Bigfoot's a lesbian. I don't know.
I mean, maybe that's the assumption, but it's weird because the assumption is there's only one Bigfoot. And of course, these people don't say it, but generally people say, that's Bigfoot. You don't say, that's... In other words, if you were to see a bear, you wouldn't say, that's bear. If you were to see a lion, you wouldn't say, that's lion. But
because there's only one Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And that's the Patty.
Yeah. You see a Bigfoot, you say, that's a Bigfoot, is what you should say. You don't say, that's Bigfoot.
Because there's only one Bigfoot.
Now, the other assumption, which you just brought up, is they always assume that it's a man. And why would they do it, considering the most famous, and when you said the most famous, you were talking about the 1967 Patterson-Gimlin film, where they clearly show a 7-foot-tall creature that looks mannish, but also has breasts.
Because that's the standard. And if it's got breasts, I mean, excuse me, but if it has, I'm assuming it's a female. I mean, I don't think Bigfoot's transgender.
And everybody assumes it's...
Not that I have anything against transgender, I'm just saying.
Well, everybody assumes that it's female because they nickname it Patty after the Patterson film. They nickname it Patty. So a lot of information in the Bigfoot community is based on consensus, not necessarily.
But there's never been any other photos of genitalia. There's nothing, nothing showing that it is male or female, other than it's got breast, and you would just assume that it's female. In that film, but we do have episodes where people say there's genitalia on, I think, the Texas Bigfoot, so people can look at those episodes and determine for themselves. I wish somebody would make this clear.